Ghost and supernatural stories by ghostly echoes retold. The invitation came unexpectedly, an exclusive Christmas Eve celebration on a luxury cruise liner, the Solstice. I'd won a contest I didn't even remember entering. The thought of spending the holiday on a ship surrounded by the endless ocean felt magical. The air promised festivity and cheer, so I packed my bag, ready to embrace the adventure. From the moment I stepped aboard, the atmosphere was enchanting. Lights twinkled like stars strung along every railing, the scent of pine and cinnamon lingered in the air, and carols played softly in the background. I took a moment to admire the grandeur of the ship, a floating palace with marble floors, glittering chandeliers, and a towering Christmas tree in the main hall. As the evening rolled on, I mingled with the other guests, all strangers but radiating the same excitement. We exchanged stories and laughed over mulled wine. Somewhere between the third carol and a plate of gingerbread, I decided to explore the ship. It was my first time on a cruise after all, and I was eager to see it all. The top deck was where I found the oddity. A quiet corner, away from the festivities, where the decorations were off. The garlands here were slightly faded, the bulbs dimmer, and the tree ornaments looked handmade, yet old, almost antique. A small plaque caught my eye. It read, "To remember those who spent Christmas at sea, 1925. I found myself wondering why that particular year was memorialized, but as I leaned closer, a soft humming reached my ears. A gentle, melodic voice was singing Silent Night. I turned, expecting to find another guest, but no one was there. The wind carried the tune, faint but steady, and though I told myself it was probably the sound system, the song seemed too raw, too human. Curious, and maybe a bit uneasy, I decided to follow the sound. It led me to a part of the ship I hadn't seen before. The hallway was narrower, the walls a pale cream, and the brass fixtures gleamed faintly. As I walked, I noticed the air grew cooler. The song persisted, weaving its way through the corridor, drawing me closer until I found myself at crew quarters, no entry. I hesitated, but then, as if on cue, the door creaked open. Inside it was dim, lit only by a flickering lantern. There were bunks stacked 3 high, an old steamer trunk, and scattered personal belongings, a scarf draped over a chair, a book left open on a table. It looked lived in, though it clearly hadn't been for decades. That's when I saw her. A woman in a simple, old-fashioned dress, her hair tied neatly in a bun, standing by the porthole. She turned slowly, and her face wasn't frightening, just serene, with a warm, kind smile. She nodded as if she'd been expecting me. "You've come to join us," she said, her voice soft and lilting. I blinked, unsure how to respond. "Us?" She gestured to the room, and I noticed other figures now, a man polishing his boots, a child clutching a doll, a young couple decorating a tiny tree. They weren't there before, but they didn't seem threatening. In fact, they looked happy. "We celebrate Christmas together every year," the woman continued. "We've been doing so for almost a century now. It's our way of keeping the spirit alive, even after, after." The weight of her words hit me. "You're guests of the sea," she said, smiling knowingly. "We were part of a voyage long ago. A storm came unexpectedly and, we never made it to shore, but the sea was kind enough to let us keep Christmas." I should have been afraid, but there was something comforting about their presence. They weren't malevolent. They were simply there, celebrating the holiday in their own timeless way. "I didn't mean to intrude," I stammered. "You didn't," she replied. "You're welcome to stay if you wish, but only until the stroke of midnight. After that, you must return to the living." I nodded, unsure what else to do, and found myself sitting with them. They shared stories of their lives, their laughter filling the room. The boy showed me his doll, the couple sang carols, and the man offered me a cup of tea that somehow tasted warm despite its ghostly origin. When the ship's clock chimed 12, the woman stood. "It's time," she said gently. "Merry Christmas, and thank you for joining us." The room faded then, like a candle burning out. I found myself back on the deck, the festive lights of the modern ship all around me. It felt like a dream, but when I looked down, I noticed a small ornament in my hand, a delicate glass bauble engraved with the year 1925. I later learned that a ship in 1925, the Solstice Mariner, had been lost to the sea on Christmas Eve during a storm. The passengers and crew were never found. Maybe they'd found me instead, just for one special night. If this chilling tale gave you goosebumps, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more stories like this. Thank you for tuning in to Ghostly Echoes. Until next time,